I'm a student of 735th group of the Kharkiv National Aerospace University, and this is a presentation of my coursework on Pragmonyms in English language, aerospace vocabulary, and specifics of their translation into Ukrainian. In my work, the futures of the development of the English language aerospace vocabulary were studied. Terminology was considered as a science. Two main methods of vocabulary analysis, analytical and statistical, have been considered. The ways of formation of aerospace terms have been analyzed. The main models of aerospace terms creation have been given. The features of creation and origin of pragmonym in the aerospace vocabulary of the English language were studied. Also, the features of translation of pragmonyms of aerospace English-speaking vocabulary into Ukrainian were analyzed. The types of translation transformation used in the translation of pragmonyms are shown. Every scientific discovery needs a name as a means of expressing a logical representation of the concept. Every field of life and knowledge is characterized by its own set of names which must be mastered by everyone who deals with them. The need for names is an elementary condition for the existence and the very essence of language. For this purpose, terms are created. Every reasonably developed science has two main methods that cooperate with each other. For example, physics uses an experimental and theoretical method. Linguistics method can be divided into practical and theoretical methods. In the same way, two methods of terminology are used. Sections of this method are the descriptive method and the observational, and many others. The statistical method, which records the practice of use of a particular language or linguistical unit, is traditionally applied to oral and written texts. Parts of analytical methods are induction, deduction, idealization, and formalization, and other methods. The most important component of any special language are terms. Aerospace special vocabulary in English is no exception. There are four methods of forming terms. First is using as a term of common language word. Second, borrowing of foreign words. Third is using of word and word formation patterns of Greek and Latin. And the last one, assignment of specific terminological content to words already existing in the language. The analysis of English aerospace terminology indicates that it was mainly created on the basis of French language, loanwords, and sources of our own language. The main methods of forming aerospace terms in English are lexicosemantic, morphological, and lexicosyntactic. The term pragmonym is used mainly in terminology to refer to verbal trademarks and brands of or manufactured products. Pragmonyms are the names under which a product enters the market. Pragmonyms may include brands, subspecies, and variety designations, by which a given type of products is known to the general concept. When forming a pragmonym, attention should be paid to its combination with the linguistic and cultural practices of the different people who are regular users of the product. Also, when creating a pragmonym with sound design, namely combination of sound in the lexical unit, alternation of consonants and vowels, if any, and word lengths are very important. When creating pragmonyms, both basic and foreign resources are used. The main way of filling in the pragmonyms is borrowing words from widely used vocabulary. Pragmonyms, which are commercial airplanes names, are formed semantically, and their semantic basis is names of birds and animals known for certain qualities, for example, raptor or offspring. Names which give a certain idea of the properties of the aircraft and their purpose, for example, the American UAV Global Observer. Words that evoke positive emotion in people, Maria, bee, mainstay. The names of mythological characters, Mercury, Firebird. The words used in these pragmonyms mean something dear, pleasant, and soothing to the soul. Thus, the main method of creation of pragmonyms innovation terminology is metaphorization of commonly used names. The following functions of pragmonyms are defined: nominative, identification, communicative, advertising, attraction, aesthetic, suggestive, and mythological. So pragmonyms are a special class of phonemic system of the modern Ukrainian literary language, endowed with individual characteristics. They denote objects surrounding a person in everyday life and participate in the formation of linguistic picture of the world. A reference guide for translating pragmonyms into Ukrainian hasn't yet been created. All transformation can be divided into 3 subgroups: lexical, grammar, and combined method. Therefore, 4 methods of translation of a pragmonym can be noted. First, keeping the pragmonym as it was in the original. Then, transcribing the pragmonym. Third, transliterating the pragmonym or translation of the pragmonym, literal translation. During the research, aerospace texts were searched and analyzed, and 18 English sentences with at least one pragmonym were selected. According to the results of the translation analysis, each of the pragmonyms was allocated into one of the following groups: lexical, grammatical, and combined type of transformation. The material for the study was the names of airplanes, helicopters, UAVs, names of aviation company, and space shuttles selected from the found sentences. A translation analysis of all products names has been carried out, and the pragmonyms have been divided into 3 groups. Several subgroups according to the type of transformation used in their translation. Namely, the group of pragmonyms for which the lexical method of transformation was used. Out of 80 pragmonyms, 76 were translated using this method. The group of pragmonyms for the translation of which the grammatical methods of translation transformation was used, 1 pragmonym. And combined methods, 3 pragmonyms. During the translation of pragmonyms in aerospace texts, the most relevant method used almost in 95% of cases was the lexical method. And this in turn is divided into several other submethods, namely transliteration, transcription, tracing, and mixed transcoding. Transcription as a translation lexical transformation method was applied to 59 pragmonyms during the study. For example, Ukraine will receive 100 UAV Switchblade in the next US military aid package. Переклад. Україна отримає 100 одиниць БПЛА Switchblade в наступному пакеті військової допомоги від США. The name of UAV Switchblade translated by transcription. The next lexical translation method by frequency of use in translating pragmonyms is transliteration. For example, in September 1971, the governments of Britain, Italy, and Germany signed an intention to proceed with Panavia Tornado. Переклад. У вересні 1971 року уряди Великобританії, Італії та Німеччини підписали намір продовжити працю з Panavia Tornado. 8 times, as well as the transliteration method, another method of lexical transformation was used, tracing. For example, Macedon called for the deployment of one of 8 our Vulcans to Butterworth. Macedon закликав відправити в Butterworth один із 8 авровулканів. When translating pragmonyms, we used only one grammar transformation, the literal transformation. Out of 80 pragmonyms, only in one case did I use the grammatical translation. During World War II, Douglas joined the BVD consortium to produce the B-17 Flying Fortress. Переклад. Під час Другої світової війни Дуглас приєднався до консорціуму BVD для виробництва B-17 летючої фортеці. In 3 cases, a combination of grammatical and lexical type was found, or a possibility was found to translate with grammatical or lexical type. Наприклад, переклад назви літака Supermarine Сіоти з використанням обох типів граматичного і лексичного, а саме дослівного перекладу та транслітерації. As designed, the Supermarine Сіоти was crewed by 4 personnel and was given a length of 39 feet with a wingspan of 36 feet and height of 15 feet. Переклад. Згідно з проектом, екіпаж Супермарін морської видри складався з 4 осіб і мав довжину 39 футів, розмах крил 46 футів, висоту 15 футів. So, the resulting statistics and data suggest that the pragmonyms in the aerospace domain are almost always translated by transliteration, less frequently by transcription and tracing, and much more rarely by other methods. Pragmonyms are almost never translated, but during my analysis, it was suggested that only aircraft pragmonyms that are firmly rooted in history or in war, aircraft pragmonyms are translated literally. Thank you for your attention.